can play these 3 characters at any time, right? So they're doing their own thing. When you got one guy under control and you're using him, you can zip over to the camera pans out and goes across the city to wherever another guy's at, and he's already doing his own stuff. He's like living his life.
Yeah.
And you just kind of come in whatever he's doing. Huh. So that's kind of cool. And then the second part, what I thought was really cool is you go on these missions and 2 to 3 characters are going on at one time. So like you have one character, you walk into a building and you're like, mingling with some, bad people or something like that. And then say it's a hit. You can quick like, hey, give me the signal and I'll whatever. And then it'll like the camera will like shoot across to like a adjacent skyscraper where one of the other guys is got a rifle aiming at one of the guys you're seeing with your first character.
Yeah.
Nice. So you can zip around. You play all 3 characters when you want and during missions when it's like when you really have to. It is really cool. On top of that, the game looks massive. The worlds are absolutely huge, or the levels, the city. Yeah. But it's not just the city. It's like there's like waterfalls and forest, and you can hunt deer if you want. You can go scuba diving.
There's like building interiors.
Yeah.
So, like,
yeah. It looks
actual cityscape.
Really cool. So, we're not going to play the trailer, but we do have it on the show notes this week, and just check it out. Or just go to YouTube and type in GTA 5 actual gameplay trailer.
Like hell, come to our website.
Yeah, whatever. All right.
And when you come to our website, you can see Beernoculars, because I put a link to Beernoculars in the show notes.
Nice. I'm going to check them out. All right, we're going to take a commercial break, and when we get back, we're going to talk to Rick, who's got a early review of Pacific Rim. You don't want to miss this, so stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
It was a good job.
Why would the shape-shifting Pilgrim Boy leave us at a time when the Detroit pineapple crop was being threatened by a giant potato bug?
Yes, it makes no sense.
This week's episode of Tanked is brought to you by Audible.com. Audible is offering Tanked listeners a free audiobook download of your choice with a 30-day free trial to give you an opportunity to check out their service. Listen to the most popular and current books on the go on your iPhone, iPad, Android, or Kindle with the Audible app. Use your free audiobook credit to download the latest bestsellers like Divergent by Veronica Roth, Life of Pi by Jan Martel, or The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien. Or choose from 100,000 other books. To download your free audiobook today, visit audibletrial.com/tanked. Again, that's audibletrial.com/tanked for your free audiobook. We thank Audible and our listeners for your support of Tanked. Coming back from commercial break. My God. I did some manscaping over the weekend.
Why? Why are you sharing this with me?
Well,
us. I'm sorry.
With the entire universe?
Yes.
Did you nick your dick?
No. Well, my sack a little bit. But
slash your balls?
No, yeah, I'm not a ball slasher. I'm just saying, like, I had like a 1920s bush going down there. I mean, it was like fucking huge. Like, I just ignored it. And then
Why do we know this?
Because I'm telling you.
Yeah, that's why, Rick.
But, my God, I didn't even take it all the way down or anything. I just manscaped. I did some grooming. You know, everyone does it. And I'm just so fucking itchy. I'm, like, walking around. Like, I don't even care where I'm at. Grocery store in front of my kids. I'm just like, God, it's so itchy.
Well done.
Did you ever do that?
And teach you a lesson.
A lesson of grooming?
Yes.
For my lady friend?
My wife.
Don't go that far down.
Not usually, but
I love it that you have a comment that from Ghostbusters coming out about Twinkies, and which the Twinkies are back in 5 days, by the way. And you're talking about your shit.
Twinkies does lead to manscaping.
They're back in 5 days.
It reminded me. Yeah, I know. Do you know who brought back the Twinkie?
I don't know the company that bought them now.
Damn it. We need to get down to the bottom of this.
Okay, give me 2 seconds. I'll Google it.
The silent hostess.
Yeah, because they bought the rights to distribute them, make them, and distribute them.
Well, the name
From
as well.
Hostess.
It's still Hostess Twinkies.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Whoa.
So they pretty much own everything.
Oh, I thought it'd
They
be
bought
like
it all.
Company A's Twinkies or whatever. it
No.
is. Huh.
Metropolis and Company.
I thought you were gonna-
Metropolis?
I thought you were going to say
The name of their company
Mattel.
is.
Superman City bought
I don't know.
Hostess?
It was Superman, Wonder Woman.
New owners, Metropolis Brothers, and Metropolis Brothers.
It was the Justice League came in and saved Twinkies.
Well, they're gonna freeze these ones when they ship them.
What? Why?
Yeah. Well, they
Fresh.
think that they also think that they are saying they taste better when they've been frozen.
Ooh.
That's what they're saying.
That's going to give one moment of spike in sales for people going, I'm going to try it.
Fuck yeah.
And then people are going to taste it and go, tastes the same.
Well, all those people who spent $500 for that last box of Twinkies look like assholes now.
Yeah, and the people that sold that last box of Twinkies look like
Are
geniuses.
geniuses.
Well, you know that they weren't going to. I mean, we said that someone was going to buy them out. There's
yeah.
no. I mean, that's an American staple. That was not going to go away.
No.
I mean, it was in Ghostbusters, for Christ's sake. They can't die.
Oh, yeah, I know.
It was in Zombieland. I love Zombieland.
It's the smell.
What?
Smell of Twinkies. I can't wait to open them. Again.
For, like the first time, even.
I know. For the first time, even.
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
You know, it was way before they said they were going under that I had a Twinkie.
Going under.
Like, at least 2 years. No, I had a
It's
deep.
been that long for me.
I
It
had
happened
a,
last year.
I had a deep fried Twinkie.
Deep fried frozen
earlier,
Twinkies now.
But the actual, like, just a Twinkie off the shelf.
Wait.
It's been a long freaking time.
Are they going to sell them in the freezer section?
No. They're just they're gonna ship them cold.
They should ship some of them right to the store frozen and then keep them in the freezer lockers at your grocery store. Some of them.
The Frozinator.
Yeah. Oh, frozen Twinkie.
Anyway, so there's movies,
Yeah,
I hear.
let's get to movies.
Rick,
Fair enough.
tell us.
I got to see Pacific Rim last night.
Yes.
Stars Charlie Hunnam and Ron Perlman, who are both in Sons of Anarchy, along with Idris Elba and Charlie Day. Idris Elba is the very manly black guy with the hardcore British accent. He's the guy in the trailer. When you see him, he says, "We're canceling the apocalypse."
Nice.
That scene is actually so well done. I remember first thinking, I'm like, man, I don't want to see a speech in a movie, and it's awesome. And then Charlie Day, who we know from Always Sunny in Philadelphia, he's kind of the energetic little squirrely dude.
Of course. He yells everything.
Oh, God, he's awesome. in
He's
this
got that.
movie,
He's
man.
got that yelling voice that no matter how he's always yelling.
He's very
Yes.
Rick Moranis. Like he's just
Nice.
He's just really good in the movie. Anyway, Pacific Rim deals with an alien invasion that comes out of the Pacific Rim territory of the planet. So instead of aliens coming from the stars, they actually come from this wormhole from another dimension up, and they're these huge monsters called kaijus. And the big mech robots are known as Jaegers.
Yes.
And the Jaegers fight the kaijus, and the kaijus are these just huge monsters. And I thought it would I figured we'd get some good battle sequences and be a lot of talking. And there's some awesome fight sequences in this movie. They do not disappoint, and there's a lot of them. And it's a very interesting movie. It's a lot of fun. It's got a good pace to it. Ron Perlman's hilarious. Charlie Day is hilarious. Charlie Hunnam is the lead. He's all right. He holds his own. But when you get to the last 35 minutes of this movie, it is not like where you're sitting there going, okay, it's going to be 5 minutes of huge conclusion and then over. It's not. It's a thrill ride for the last 35 minutes.
Nice.
There's action, stuff's happening, nothing slows down. It's just boom, 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 boom. And when the action finally ends and the movie's kind of over, you're like, damn, dude, that was really good. And we walked out of there, and not one person, no one was like, and no one said anything bad about it. Everybody was like, loved it, amazing, great. I stood around with 10 guys, and we talked for almost like 45 minutes about it. It's just absolutely phenomenal. And it's directed by Guillermo del Toro, most well known for probably the Hellboy movies, as well as he did Blade 2 and Pan's Labyrinth. And Guillermo del Toro, I think, he has a franchise on his hands.
Okay, but here's the question, because you said you stood around with 10 guys and nobody had any problems with it. Is it really just a guy's film?
I mean, yeah, dude. There was, well, there was a woman with us. She one of the ladies. Her husband, she was standing right there, and she really enjoyed it. She said she liked it. In fact, I heard 3 or 4 girls walk out because it was a pre-screener, so there's always the local studio representatives, marketing companies are always standing outside looking for reaction. They want to hear what everybody has to say. And there was 3 or 4 women that walked out. They were like, loved it. Oh my god, it was so good, and they just really liked it. And it was. I'm telling you, man, it's a fun. Scott loves to say, good popcorn flick, good summer popcorn flick. It fits under that category, and it's. I don't think it disappoints. I really enjoyed it.
Is it? I'm hoping that it's a little bit more than a popcorn flick. Is there some substance to it? Is there some character development with the lead characters? I mean, or not really.
Yeah, a little. I mean, yes, there is, because what happens to operate the robots, these machines are so big that it takes 2 people to operate them, and they do what's called the neural handshake. So they somehow meld their minds together.
I'll give you a neural handshake.
That's called a blowjob.
Yeah, it seems a little far-fetched at first, but once they describe it and they see it, you kind of understand how it works. They do a really good job of describing everything, explaining everything. But Charlie Hunnam has his brother ends up early in the movie, something happens with his brother, so he has to get a new pilot. And when he gets the new pilot, those two kind of develop a little bit of a relationship, and it's there's development between them, and you see them kind of grow a little bit.
Okay.
But I liked it. Like I said, there wasn't anything about it. Here's how I know I really liked the movie. When the movie got over, I realized I was watching a movie. It took me a second, because sometimes when you're sitting in the theater, you kind of look around and you're like, oh, I'm in the movies. Yes, I'm at the movies. I didn't do that. I was so focused on what was happening on the screen.
Yeah. That's when exactly. That's when you've watched a pretty decent movie to capture your undivided attention for, whatever, 2 hours or there around. And then you're just like, I guess I should get up and leave now.
Yeah. We did get to see it in 3D, which was awesome. And I think the 3D does this movie a lot of justice.
I was going to ask you about that, because I always thought that 3D did so well with the Transformers movies, because the robots were so complex looking, and these ones don't look as complex, but it might give their size some depth.
Well, you get depth from the size anyway, because the camera angle is almost always that of the human looking up at them. It's very rare that you get the point of view. I mean, you do in a couple occasions of the robots like up high. You're almost always kind of looking up at them, and they do a good job of making them look grand.
What about widescreen shots?
Pretty well done. I mean, everything's pretty awesome. I mean, this movie's pretty spectacular visually. They didn't really screw anything up to me, man. I always felt like there was something to see. I never felt like I was looking or waiting for something else to happen.
Good. I want to see it now.
Yeah, it's pretty solid. I'm not going to say it's like holy matrimony, because I don't think it has a couple. There's just a couple little things that'd be like, whatever. But it's a solid see it twice. I got to see this movie for free. I want them to do well, because I want there to be a sequel. I know sequel's already been, the cast members have already all signed to do a sequel, and I know the plan is to do a sequel, but it's one of those things where I want it to make the money back so they can get it. I'd love 3 years or 2 years from now to be able to see another one.
Okay, without going too far in depth, did they set this up for a sequel?
Not really. I mean, no, I don't mean that in a bad way. Like, they had a goal, they had something they were trying to complete, and they did it, and they did it in a very weird way, I thought. But there's Ron Perlman's character allows there to be a sequel. I'll say that much.
Okay.
And Ron Perlman's character stayed through the first, not like long into the credits, but wait a couple minutes, and there's a cutscene
through the first minute or so of credits to kind of tie it back a little bit. But this is a movie where I could see where they can come up with a sequel for it fairly easily. I mean, it wouldn't be impossible.
All right.
But it's a good flick. It's a lot of fun. And there's some great fight scenes. I think each robot has its own unique fighting style, and it's because